Good evening. Good evening. I thought I was live already and I wasn't. That light really does wash me out, doesn't it? I'll turn it down a little bit. A wee bit. And I have it close too. That might be the problem. I should have waited a little bit. Okay. I turned the camera on and ran away, huh? Good evening, you guys. Welcome to Chatting and Crafting with Royce and David. If you are new here, my name is Royce Hunt Bell, and you will hear a voice. Actually, we have a couple of voices behind the camera today. One is my husband, David Bell, and we have the grand with us. So, and together we make up Roycycled Treasures. I'm excited about today's project. I'm kind of diving right in, Humpit. Sorry.
All right, Flea is here. You only have do you only have one?
No, I'm supposed to be streaming. Huh?
There it is. Okay.
Flea, oh no, I have the other one.
She was on both. She was on both the vertical and the horizontal.
She probably hopped off of the vertical. I would imagine.
I just clicked on one to start.
Oh, okay.
And it happened to be the vertical.
If you guys are on YouTube and it's vertical, you can pop off and go to my channel and you'll see the horizontal one if you prefer that. But you want to say hi to everybody, babe?
Horizontal is designed for those on their phone.
Yes.
So, and it's also designed for people after this is live. It's like they're riding the bus to work or something.
Yes.
Perfect.
I just have to remember to stay in frame because I forget.
Yeah. I don't see anybody on Facebook. There we are. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis from beautiful Illinois.
I see a couple of people on YouTube, babe. You said you only saw one?
On YouTube, I got Flea Brown, Jerry Peter, and Lynn Fagliano. I hope I'm saying that right. Ken is also there with Flea.
And Leslie Johnson.
Oh, just popped on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I just turned my iPad. Yeah.
Yeah, Leslie.
It really makes a difference.
Hey, Connie.
Chris Schmidt just joined. It's funny you said Illinois. As I signed in to my tablet to see you, I saw my cousin's post. Her little brother's son graduated high school yesterday, so they were all there.
Oh.
And it's the first photo I've seen. I've seen my cousin.
Yes.
But her brother and her sister, that was the first photos I'd seen of them in 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she's the same age as you. She's literally 1 month younger. Literally 1 month. She's February 27th.
And I'm January 27th.
Yeah. And then Ray is 3 years younger than you guys. So,
I like when you keep saying younger.
But Linda's older than me.
So I'm going to put you guys down so I can show you guys what we're going to be working on tonight. I have a somewhat of a plan, but you know.
Oh, can I say one other thing? I saw Megan. What's Megan's business?
Well, Decoupage Queen, Pin Art USA.
Right. So I saw Megan from Decoupage Queen. She's at something.
She's at NAPTA.
Yeah, in St. Louis.
Yeah, remember when we were going to go to Creativation in Phoenix?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, NAPTA's taking up. Well, they've combined apparently. I'm jelly because I know.
So I saw a photo of her there.
Oh,
but what
no.
caught me was she's there with her husband.
Yes.
And he's wearing a hat from Safford.
Is he?
I know it because it's one of Danny Smith's hats.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Patagonia, but it looks like one of Danny's hats.
Oh, how funny is that?
It
may be. I'm trying to get it together, y'all.
Leslie Johnson says I can be on my phone and iPad on the phone.
Oh,
well, I could too, but I got somebody using my phone to play Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Yeah, we have little people with us tonight. So you guys, I'm excited about tonight's project. I feel like I'm too close. Let me adjust my camera.
While you adjust, let me remind everybody, if you're on Facebook, please share, put in a comment. You can do an emoji, even if it's just to say hi. It really does help the channel. If you're on YouTube, we'd like it if you hit the thumbs up. Also subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can customize your notifications so you don't have to get everything. Again, just helps the channel get out, and that's all we're asking for.
Thank you, thank you. So tonight, you guys, I'm gonna be working with the Bookish Mold from IOD. I've already poured some resin, and we'll demold these together because we're actually gonna have to make more because my box is actually taller than the Bookish molds. So we're gonna have to like do a little puzzling.
Megan is watching right now.
Oh, hey Megan. I'm so jealous. I want to go to NAPTA.
Did you buy that hat for David here? It'll look like one of Danny's hats.
You're gonna die. And so we're gonna have to piece this together to make it taller, but it's gonna be super simple. In my mind, it's super simple. So I've already gotten a head start, and we've done some of the molds, just 2. I've already measured how they're gonna fit. And so my plan is, I love the texture on this one. You guys wait till we paint it and you'll be able to see it. My plan is you guys already know my vibe, right? So we're gonna paint our books to look like leather. That's the plan for tonight.
Oh, we're gonna die.
So that's gonna go on the back of this. And I got this at the thrift store, but it looks like something you would have gotten at IKEA, right? It's just a simple box, and it's made to hold like your magazines. So it would go this way in your bookshelf, right? And this would be facing out, and then you could put like your collection of magazines, and it just looks more neat, right, to put them in this way. And of course, I did want to show you guys that the Roycycled journal is literally the same size as a magazine. Sometimes when you give a size online, it's hard to gauge like what that means. And so I did want to show you guys that the Roycycled journal is literally the size of a magazine. So it's not a small journal. I made it this way on purpose because a lot of us do home decor, and I wanted us to be able to experiment at a scale that makes sense for a lot of us, right? So this is the journal, which we will not be working in today. We will be working in the journal tomorrow. So make sure and join me tomorrow morning for Mad Scientist Monday.
No.
Where we play a game. I pick random sticks out of a can, and I have to do what they tell me. And you guys know what I'm going to start doing? I feel like I keep pulling the same sticks. So I'm going to pull, like these are the 4 that I pulled last week. I'm not going to put these back in the can. I'm going to put those to the side so I can pull 4 completely new ones tomorrow. Because, you know, I just want to torture myself. So we have this. And so the book spines we're going to put on the back so that when you're having this facing out on your bookshelf, it'll look like you have some nice bougie books on there. And then I've pulled out 3 papers to decoupage with, and I haven't decided yet. My first inclination was to do the warm typography. And I don't know if any of you have noticed yet. A lot of you haven't gotten your journals yet, but some of the pages that are in your journal are actually on this sheet. I did that by design. So we have this one. I thought this would be really fun to decoupage the sides with. And because it's kind of a background paper, we can still put like some other stuff on top of this. I also have the map decoupage paper, which I thought might be cool to put on the sides. So we're going to have the book spines on the front, but we're still going to have these sides to deal with. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, what we're going to decoupage. And so I have the map paper, right? That would be super yummy to go with the spines and the leather look. Or I also have my tattered tapestry decoupage paper, which I thought could be yummy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I was just thinking about this side, just because the leather that I'm going to try to replicate is more of like a camel colored, like this color right here. But if we do this, there'd be very little that we'd be able to do over the top of it just because it's so saturated. So I don't know. You guys vote. Should we do the tattered tapestry, the map, or the warm topography? We have a while. So you guys vote, and David's going to keep track, right, babe?
So Megan says you got to come next year to the event. It's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so you can get Verner's ginger ale. It was not a Danny Smith hat.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. But I also have to say some sympathies now to Ken and David, because David signed on from Decoupage Queen.
Oh.
We husbands always get drafted into this stuff. Let's see. Mimi's Vintage Treasure says map. Kathleen Hugas says tapestry. Somebody is signed in as Roycycled Treasures.
Oh, it has to be one of my retailers that are. And I also pulled out the Gilded Transfer because I really don't know exactly what we're going to do, you guys. So I just have stuff out. And then I pulled out some of the stamps. So I have all my new stuff from IOD, and we're going to play today. I need to lift this up a little bit more.
So Glazer says map, and I want to make sure I get it right because she's on. Elizabeth GC is here. It's not Geis.
Oh, it's GC?
GC.
Oh.
I hope if it's GC, I'm really in trouble.
Now you're in trouble.
Because she told me, and I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. It's easy to remember. It's Geesee.
Yes.
And she goes, yeah, but everybody gets it wrong. I said, well, because I don't think most of us would think to pronounce it that way.
No.
So, let's see. Jerry Peter Tapestry says favorite. Let's see.
So you guys see how our spines aren't, we still have quite a bit left up here. So that's what we're going to have to work out. I chose the 2 larger spines, but maybe I should have chosen the 3. Because when I measured it, it looked like it was going to be perfect. I was trying to decide if I should do the 3. I think I might have to do the 3, which is going to. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. We'll start with this.
Chris says tapestry. So I'll be honest, my personal taste, if you're doing this for a bookshelf, I think tapestry.
Okay.
That's me. Plain.
Tapestry is not plain.
Well, is the one that you said is that color? Isn't that tapestry?
This is tapestry.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't put anything over it.
Other than that.
Put on the spine.
See, I thought if we use the warm topography, I could create some visual space and we could still have room maybe to put like a title or something over it to make the book box look kind of like a book.
And I understand what you're saying.
Maybe we'll do half and half.
No, your people are put too much stuff on and never stop.
I want to show you guys.
I'm a one thing person.
You're a one thing person. So what I'm going to do, I want to show you guys something. So I did some resin earlier, and I always just stick my my stick in my cup, and it'll stick to the side. That way I can just pull this out, and everything comes out super clean. And then I don't have to, you know, be fiddling with this cup later trying to get everything out. And I use silicone everything when I'm using resin because look at how easy it is to clean your silicone tools when you're using the resin. So I have a silicone cup, a silicone stir stick, super easy cleanup. I just stick my stick to the bottom and let it set up, and then I can pull it out. My desk is a mess. I need to do a reset.
IOD mold?
This is a new IOD mold.
So where can people get it? Does Decoupage Queen carry IOD?
So I'm going to give them a QR code, or maybe I'm not. Did I forget to upload it? Oh, Lord, have mercy for Jesus. I made the QR code, but I forgot to put it on here.
Lee says tapestry looks like a book cover to her.
Yeah, we're probably going to, everybody's saying tapestry. I will give you guys the QR code for the mold in just a minute. I literally was trying to do too many things at one time because I made the QR code, but I don't think I downloaded it. I can do it from my phone though. Let me get my resin started, and then I will get you guys a QR code in just a second.
Jerry Peter asks, what kind of resin are you using?
I'm using Aluminite's quick casting resin. And this has been my go-to for years. I know that there's a lot of different other brands. This is just the one that I use. If you have a favorite though, absolutely use that. I love this one because it's 10 minutes. I feel like 10 minutes is perfect. They used to have a 6-minute one, and I literally had a picture of me like pouring resin, and the resin was like drying as it was pouring out of the cup. It was it was too fast. The 10 minutes is nice because it's still fast, but it gives you plenty of time to get done. So this is how I mix my resin. I have my silicone cup. I need to take a few minutes because I got, you know what? We inside of our membership, we work with texture, and so I got little fleckies everywhere. I know I picked up a microfiber towel before it came out.
On the back of your chair.
Oh, is that? So I have like flecks of texture everywhere, and I keep picking them up. So let me dust it off. Especially with this resin being so tacky, I'm going to end up with resin with little texture bits all over the place. You guys, inside of the Roycycled Besties membership, it is like a deep dive laboratory. We will pick a topic and take a deep dive on that topic. And right now we are playing with texture. So we played with, look at that. I got stuff all in my mold. I'm fired. Okay.
Leslie Johnson asks, are the IOD sticks silicone or plastic?
The sticks.
I think she's talking about the burnish. What do you call those things when you
do for the transfers, they're plastic.
Because that's what you use to mix it up, right?
No. So I am using, this is a silicone mixing stick. I have in a silicone cup. I get these from Amazon. And I love using silicone tools when I'm working with resin just because it cleans up super easy. So this isn't the IOD stick. This is just the silicone stir stick.
Okay.
Yeah. So on my cup, I have marked. So I know that the beautiful thing about the IOD molds, the newer ones, is that it tells you exactly how much resin that you're going to need. So this one is 56 mils, 32 mils, 30 mils. So I'm actually a little bit over 100. So I'll mix 100 mil, which is about this is the size of this cup. So I have it marked here. I know that this is half and then this is the other half. So I'm going to mix A up to here, or pour A up to the first line. And then I'm going to pour B up to the second line. And that way I know I have like half and half in my cup. A couple of things to think about when you're mixing this much resin. The more resin that you mix, the hotter it gets, like faster. And so you do want to be mindful. Like if you're ever trying to do something that's kind of fiddly and you want to have a few more minutes to work with it, mix just a tiny bit of resin that you're going to need, because the resin that you have, the less heat it generates, and it actually cures a little bit slower. So because I'm going to be mixing up 100 mil, it's going to be curing faster because it's a lot in the cup. So you guys will see me like go through and pour a lot out first, and then I'll go back in and get the fiddly bits later. But it's just because I want to get the bulk of the volume out of my cup so that it doesn't produce a lot of heat and cure really quickly. So my casting resin, I have two sides. I have A and B. And I'm going to start with A, and I'm going to fill it up to that first line that I've already marked on my cup ahead of time. And that's my 50 mil line. And I'm still going to have to look. I don't know. I think I'm sad because my plan isn't coming to work, isn't coming together. So I'm debating if I'm going to change my plan or if I'm going to just move forward. I think I'm just going to move forward. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I always like to look at my cup at eye level to make sure that I have indeed poured up to the line that I intended. When you look down like this, it isn't really accurate. I was going to say, what does that sound? We got a woodpecker on the building. And so I'm going to do my second one up to my second line. And then that way I know that I have like 50 and 50. And I'm like living dangerously by pouring this much resin in one cup. It is going to make it a little harder to stir. But I did it once. I can do it again, right? So I'm going to just stir this. And when you stir it together, what will happen is it'll start turning more clear. but you'll still see like little ribbons of white in there. And you really want to keep stirring until you don't see any more of those ribbons anymore. You know, everything is incorporated really, really well. And you have 10 minutes, so you don't have to like rush to the point where you're like frantic, but you do only have 10 minutes, so you don't want to take too long mixing. 1 to 2 minutes, really. And when I say ribbons, when you use the resin, you'll see them and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I am just going to look and make sure that everything is incorporated really well. And I think maybe this is one of the mistakes that I see that people make. They're so afraid that the resin's going to set up that they don't take the time to mix really well. You really want to make sure that everything is incorporated.
Michelle Best
That's a lot of
asks,
zombies.
what are the meeting days for the besties?
So we meet every week, and we meet on, so the first Wednesday is at 5 p.m. The second week is at a Tuesday at 10 a.m. The third week is a 5 a.m. Wednesday. And then the last week, 5 p.m. Sorry, I'm not doing anything at 5 a.m. is a 5 p.m. Wednesday. And then the last week or the last meeting is a 10 a.m. on Saturday. So I try to have like multiple options so that there wouldn't be anyone who, wasn't able to make any meetings. And you guys notice how I poured out really quickly. And now I'm going to go back in and kind of fiddle, with the little fiddlies. And it's just because I want to get that volume out of my cup. Because look at that. It's already setting up.
Robin Tulaski says making her first wood book box today with Roycycled papers and that mold.
Ooh, Robin, I hope you'll share when you get done. I have resin on my hand. I'm going to try not to touch my face because I don't want to have no problems. My table isn't super. I'm going to turn this way. So I'm going to set this aside, you guys, and let this start setting up. And earlier I had a little bit of extra, so I just poured it in this little flower right here. We'll see if I do anything with that. Generally, when I'm pouring resin, if I have extra, I'll try to find somewhere to use it so I don't waste it. I'm going to go ahead and stick with my original plan with the 2 large ones, and we'll figure it out. I have a little bit of space, but it'll be fine. So let's get our box painted, though. I really told myself I was going to try to do this beforehand, but I did not. I thought I had some white antique via here. And you know what? Which mic am I using? Let me see. Okay, let me to the rodeo mic. Okay, because I'm moving around. So I want to make sure everybody can hear me. You guys ever notice when you get something on your hand and you don't want to touch your face, like you're compelled to touch your face? What is that? And so I just have, this is just some white chalk paint. Oh, wow. That I think I'm going to use. Oh, yeah, we're still good. And I'm going to just put a quick coat on here so that when I decoupage, whatever we decoupage over the top really pops, right? And this is natural wood. It's not dark. I probably could get away without doing it, but I just really like having a clean white background most of the time. Unless I'm going to like, if you've been with me for a while, I like to break the rules, even my own rules. I like to break them.
So I would like to warn everybody, it may be fairly soon we turn the air conditioner back on.
Yes.
And that will be loud.
And I mean, I have my mic on though, so it shouldn't be too bad.
It'll still be loud.
Yes, because it is, I don't know how hot it is, but there's a red thing on the bottom of my computer. So I think it's a fire warning.
No,
though.
it's a red flag warning.
Yeah.
For today, but it's 90 degrees right now.
Okay.
And it's 5:30.
Yeah. We had a ribbon cutting the other morning at the laundromat, and it was hot. That one was in the evening, right? The credit union was in the morning. Yeah. That one, and it was already warm. You guys see me missing water on my surface. It's just because my paint is thickened up some. And so I'm just missing some water so my paint will move. I don't want to have like, you know, a big thick coat of paint on there
Jane
that takes forever to dry. Hey, Jane.
Says she had so much resin on her fingers the other day she couldn't use her Touch ID on her computer.
I know Jane's been whipping out all kinds of stuff. Nobody's seen it yet, but I have. It's gorgeous, by the way.
And Jerry Peters says, what's your favorite
My favorite paint, it depends on what I'm doing, honestly, Jerry. For tonight, so it's funny that you asked that question because I wanted to talk about that. I'm going to be creating a leather look finish, and for that specific for today's project, sure that I'm using either a chalk base, I have some clay based, I have some chalk based, and I have some milk paint. I wanted to use something porous because the wax really does play an important role in creating the finish I'm going for. So I need something porous that's going to absorb that wax. For like general purposes, it just honestly depends, Jerry. If I'm going to do a creative paint finish, like, or I'm going to be blending, then I'm going to want to use a more porous paint product that's going to stay open longer because that's going to give me time to be able to create those artistic finishes. If I am doing a small craft project, I'm probably going to pull out whatever's in front of me. If I'm working in my journal, I'm more than likely going to be using acrylic paints. So it literally depends on what I'm doing, which paint or what kind of paint I use. Oh man, this is like the jacked up blower dryer. Yeah, I'm so ridiculous. So we're packaging the Roycycled journals, and I took my good one to the warehouse, and they were making fun of me. George brought the heat gun. I was just afraid to damage the journal because we're shrink wrapping it. This does work well with shrink wrap, but it's a little slow, apparently. I'm going to dry this enough that I can flip it over and I won't transfer paint onto my surface. And then we can get to the fun part.
And for those that came in late, like Stevens, excuse me, what resin did you use?
I use aluminite casting resin. That's the important part too, you guys. I use quick casting resin because there's so many different kinds of resin. So I'm gonna paint the other side. I'm looking at my awful resin job over there. Are you gentlemen running away?
We have to make a pit stop.
Okay. So I'm going to miss that surface because my paint is thickened up because I probably didn't put the lid on there good. So, and I'm breaking my own rules. I'm painting right out of my paint can. You guys don't do that. A lot of us use the boutique paints that don't have like VOCs and things like that in there. And so there's a lot of pluses, but one of the minuses is that because there aren't a lot of chemicals in there, bacteria and mold may grow in there easier. So you really don't want to paint out of your can like this. I can get away with it because I'm producing so often that I'm going to go through this paint fairly quickly before anything gets a chance to grow in there. But you don't want to take something from your brush and deposit bacteria or something in your can that's going to make issues for you later. Let me go to comments because my husband. They've abandoned me, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. The grand had to go use the restroom. Louise Stevens says that she stores her paint upside down. And you guys, I'm trying to put on like the thinnest coat possible so it'll dry fast. So if you were wondering, like, why doesn't she just glop on some paint and get that over with? That's why. Because I want us to be able to move forward to the next step in our process. A process, by the way, that I haven't done any planning around. So we could very well have something go wrong because I don't have a Megan at my house. So it's just me over here. So I'm on the board of directors for our Chamber of Commerce, and we have this running discussion that you have some people that are waffles. Those are like the organized people who make lists, and they do all the things. And then you have the spaghetti people like me. I'm spaghetti. And so I don't have a waffle here. So it's just me, spaghetti, over here running things. But it is nice, when you're building a team that you don't have everybody the same, right? I'm going to go ahead and paint this front, even though nobody will probably see this part but you. Although you could store it this way too. I just like having the backs out because you can decorate them and they look really pretty on your bookshelf. Oh, but you know what we could do? Oh, maybe put a plate on this side. I don't know. I'm not going to have enough time for that. We'll see what happens. So let's get this. I'm just going to set this aside because it's hot and that is going to dry just fine on its own. And let's get to our pieces. I'm just trying to think. So in my haste, I did not do a good job of pouring these. But I think we're okay because I don't need the whole thing. I just need a bit from each of these to make them longer. So I think we'll be okay. I am pretty sure, let me measure, that if this goes from there to there, that all I'm going to need is that top piece, right? And so I'll have this at the top and the bottom, but it'll still look nice. And then for this other one, I will just do it this way, and then I will cut this off. Maybe I'll cut it right here. Okay. But I want to hurry up and do it while my resin is still soft. So for this one, I just need this top piece. And I do not have my X-Acto knives because I took them in. Is Melissa here? Melissa, I have your artwork, girl. I got it mounted and I'm varnishing them. And I just want to make sure that that varnish clears really well before I wrap that and put it in the mail. So I had to trim the paintings when I mounted them. And so I took my X-Acto knives in the house. Woo! Now, I can layer this on top of this, right? And it's still going to look like it's one book spine, especially when we put them together. You guys can't see because everything is white, but. And then we have this one. I'm going to put it like that. And I didn't like the triple stack, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm running out of time, y'all. I mean, not really. If I wanted to, I could just warm this back up and soften it back up, which I may have to do for the second cut.
All right, let's see. Since I left, let me play catch up. Jane Belanti says everybody needs a Megan.
I know. I'm so jealous, Lynn.
Madonna Crazy Rep says SpaghettiOs.
Yes.
Leslie Johnson, I'd sure like a partner in crime. Let's see. Melissa Gomez says, hi, I am.
Hi, Melissa. I know I told her I hadn't forgotten about her because she bought those 2 pieces of artwork.
Oh, yeah. She says, take your time. Okay.
Yeah, they're mounted. I want to put at least another coat of varnish on them. And then I want that varnish to really set really well. I would hate to wrap it up because it goes through different temperatures, hot, cold. I don't want you to end up with a gooey mess or something.
And
so
Lisa Vansell said she just used her last Roycycled rock guitar paper.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. You know, we get to meet people from all over the world, and there are people that I consider friends that I've never met in person, and Melanie is one of those people. And I hadn't seen her for a while. She hasn't been active on her page, and ironic that you said that because I just messaged her earlier this week. Anyways, it's just ironic. And we lost somebody, and I'm gonna try not to cry. I never had the opportunity to meet Heike in person. But we talked on Zoom calls. She was on my design team at one point. Just if you guys know her, you know how incredibly talented she was. And I was so heartbroken when I found out that she passed on the 12th. Just, I don't know. It's like a light. It's out. Just went out. Just, we never know.
Lee Stevens says, I store my paint upside down, and she thinks back out is a great idea.
What's a great idea?
Back out.
Oh, I probably said something. And so I'm just sanding my edges so that they're not like rough. And by the time we get done painting this, you guys, we won't be able to see the difference. And if you do something like this and you can see the difference, just cheat and roll up some clay or something and put it in that little thing, and it'll be fine. But I'm thinking that those still be good looking books, even though I'm having to add pieces to them. So
Jenny Marmion, still waiting on your words of wisdom about going totally online business.
oh, I know, Jenny. We need to hop on a call is what needs to happen. Because if you are going to be like going strictly into crafting, you may want to think about which lines you want to carry, is what I was going to talk to you about.
Jane was not aware of the recent loss.
Of Heike. I know. They posted it on her page.
You had mentioned it yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. She passed on the 12th, so it's been a few days.
And you mentioned it to me.
Yeah. And she was, I don't know.
Walls and More says you forgot to let me know.
To let you know what? That's Rima.
Okay. Jenny says she is up for a call.
Okay. So I'm just drying that some more so I don't transfer any white paint. And I don't know if I love my decision to not go with the two smallers. What do you guys think?
I won.
Good job.
Because there's a hole in the middle. Let me think for a moment. Un momento.
If anybody needs, if there's a zombie apocalypse, may I suggest hiring Damar to protect you, because apparently he's very good.
Oh, at zombies, Plants vs. Zombies. See that lip right there? That's like sizable, right? I could split the difference. Let's see. If I split the difference, maybe it won't feel as big. I'm going to split the difference and we're going to move forward because I don't have time. I probably should have used the two smaller ones and the big one rather than using the two big ones. But I was already in motion. And like I said, I didn't do a ton of planning with this. So we're going to split the difference. There'll be a little bit on either side, but I think it'll be fine.
All right. Can I make life miserable for you?
Sure.
What if you push the molds out to the edges?
I would do that, but there's a hole right there.
Hold on.
Okay.
Push the molds out to the edges. Then you need two papers underneath, so it looks like two books together. Because you're not using the same mold, are you? I can't say it's just white.
It's just white. No, they're two different molds.
So
and
since it's two different molds, by pushing them out to the sides and having two different papers meet in that gap, it would look like it's two different works of art. You could do two different papers, one on each side.
So I love that idea. In
It's
the,
too much work.
no, there's a big ass hole right here. I mean, a big old hole right here.
And I'm not debating that, but
Oh, you can't see it.
You can paper over the hole.
Look at it though, babe. It's not a little hole.
I know. I remember when you first got that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Poor David. He has to go over to the thrift stores. No, it's okay, babe. I think it's gonna be fine because I'm gonna paint all of this. And I think by the time I'm painting it, it's not gonna be as obvious because it'll all be the same color
And Jenny
or
says
similar
cut the wood.
colors. Cut the wood?
I don't know. I'm wondering if if the chat's not giving me everything, because I'm like telling you things that we're both like, I don't know. And Jenny Marmion, thank you. I was going to watch the game later.
You forgot to say.
Yeah, I did not say, but that's okay because I am not a Cubs fan. I'm a White Sox fan, and it was White Sox versus the Cubs. It was a classic. So that is not a bummer. It is okay.
It's not a bummer for you.
That's right.
I'm going to be using some Type Bond Quick and Thick. I'm just cleaning my lid really quickly because it's gotten a little gunky.
Louis Stevens says to cut your resin, you might want to look at Gartal miter shear.
I have some too, girl, but I just forget them. But yes, if I'm doing like a frame or something and I want to miter my corners, I do use those shears.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I'm going to use some Type Bond Quick and Thick, and I'm going to glue these down. And I think once I get them painted, we'll be okay. But let me hurry up and get these glued down so we can get to the fun part, the painting. I mean, all of it's the fun part, but you guys know what I mean. And my Type Bond is like nice and gummy. I like it when it gets like this because it tacks down like almost right away. I am going to rub that around. I do not put my glue like all the way to the edge because when I smush it, that's an official word, by the way, I know that it's going to like smush out.
Jenny, I am not a South Sider. I'm a Northwest Sider.
South Side?
But
Sorry.
I like the White Sox.
He's a contrarian.
No. 1969. Cubs were in first place by more than 10 games in August. By September, the Mets overtook them, went to the World Series, won. The Cubs broke my heart. Sometimes you just got to let go.
You guys should see his face when you said that. You just got to let go.
I could still name that starting lineup for the 69 Cubs.
Oh my God.
Whenever I meet an ex-Chicagoan about my age, because they're all out here in Arizona.
I know.
Where they all come. And we sit there and compare stories. Carefully, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, I was just telling my boss I got to see Fergie Jenkins versus Bob Gibson in a pitching duel 1 year, and it was like a 2-1 game. It was the best pitching I've ever seen in my life. And he looked at me and goes, "You got to see Bob Gibson pitch?" I go, "Yeah, once, but I got to see him. He won. He beat the Cubs." Yeah, got to see Don Drysdale. Got to see Fernando Valenzuela. Excuse me.
Yeah, I know he might as well be speaking another language as far as I'm concerned, because I have no idea.
See Sandy Koufax. He retired before I was aware.
Oh, I should have used the 3 molds, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine.
Jenny says, both my kids married Southsiders. It's killing us. Cubs all the way. It's a thing in Chicago.
Is it?
It's a thing. It's like Bears and Packers.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see, but if I go this way, then my vertical people can't see. But sorry, you guys. Oh, both sides are cut. Okay.
Poor Melissa Nadarik. In hockey news, there's much disappointment in the Oilers this year. I was hoping for them. I wanted the Oilers I want a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup.
I mean, really, it's a shame that they haven't. I mean, it's their sport, right?
Pardon? Yeah, it's literally Canada's national game.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that doesn't look bad, right? I have a little bit on either side. And I know everything is white, so it's hard to tell. So let's get some paint on these. And that's one thing that I love with the Tite Bond too, is that I can paint. Like all I need is a few minutes and nothing is going to move. And so there are seams here, but I don't think they're going to be that bad. And if they are, we can fill them with some, you know what I'm going to do? Let's take some heavy body gel and we're just going to put some in those seams to make sure that they are not bad.
So it hurts, but I have to vote for Montreal now. They're the Yankees of hockey, so that hurts. But I'm sorry, I don't want Las Vegas to win.
That just doesn't feel right.
I'll accept the Avalanche. That's my compromise if I have to. Now they're at least in Colorado.
Oh, at least it's cold in Colorado.
Exactly.
So you guys, I'm using my heavy body gel. I have some left over from the retreat in my little thing from Penta Art, and I am going in and I'm basically using it like spackle. I talked about spackle, I think on Monday's live. Like you guys know, you got a bit too rambunctious in the dorm room and you had to put some soap in the wall before the dorm monitor came to look. Not that I ever did that. Never, ever.
Usually the only reason I'm not pulling for the Sabres is because I do want a Canadian team to win. And it's 3-3 right now between Montreal and Buffalo.
And the Sabres are...
Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
But if Buffalo wins, I'll probably go Buffalo. If they win their series.
Okay. Okay, so I just put that in there. I'm going to go over that super quickly with the dryer. I think I can get it dry enough to not interfere at what we're doing. That way those cracks won't be as obvious.
Yeah, Kathy Lakowski, I'm with you. Who does the Pope like? That should settle the argument.
That should settle the argument. I'm assuming he likes your team.
He's from the south side of Chicago.
Oh. Chicago. It is so warm in here, you guys. One of the benefits of it being warm is that this is going to dry super quickly. And I didn't put a ton. It's just a little bit.
So it's funny. I was telling Royce about, I know Melissa, it's Montreal. It hurts. It hurts. Nobody that loves hockey wants Montreal to win. Just like nobody that loves baseball wants the Yankees to win. They just don't. But it's the only Canadian team left. And the cup belongs in Canada. If it's not in Chicago, it belongs in Canada. But let's see, Lisa Vansell, I was telling Royce yesterday how Minnesota was without a hockey team for like a decade, which is like Texas being without a football team.
Oh my gosh.
That was insanity, and just how messed up Gary Bettman in the NHL was. That's right, I said it. Come after me, Gary.
So, oh wow, I need to stir this. I'm going to use some Goldenrod by Wise Owl, and it's a little pinkish, but it really is like a mustardy yellow, but it doesn't have a ton of green in it. So it's perfect. It's perfect for like a base for the leather look that I'm going for, which is more of like a camel leather. And I am going to use it just on one of these. I'm going to use a different color. I would like for my spines to be different colors.
Stevens says there's always crackle. And Jenny Marmion says apparently Pentard Heavy Body Gel is amazing.
It is. It is, Jenny. And honestly, you and I need to, I'm telling you, if you're going to do crafts, we'll talk. I'm going to call you because there are so many options in the pen art line. But the heavy body gel is good for a lot of things. You can use it for glue too. And like I use heavy body gel in my art products, but I usually buy like these big old giant jars, which makes sense for me, but that may not make sense for you guys. So you can buy the small one with pen art. because I could have used it to glue my spines on too.
I have no idea why, but Facebook keeps telling me that Flea is watching. I mean, it pops up like every 6 to 8 comments.
Lee is probably pushing a button over there to remind you that she is watching. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing she's doing a couple things at once, which is the smart
Oh,
thing to do.
maybe she's coming on and off.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always there so she can hear.
Yeah.
But maybe she's doing, I don't know. But it just keeps coming up. Lee Brown is watching. Like Big Brother. Jenny asks, are there any Wise Owl retailers on here interested in buying my stock for cheap? Oh, she's looking to offload Wise Owl.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, she's pivoting. So
okay.
I feel like we're all pivoting. Okay. So this is my base coat, but you guys can start to see a little bit. Like, can you guys tell where I stitched in? You really can't, right? It still looks like it's a continuous book spine.
It does.
And so for my second color, I think I'm going to mix in. So I picked up this pigment powder from Annie Sloan. It's Provincial Yellow. It's close to this color, but I think I'm just going to tint a little bit. I don't know. What do I want to do? Because I kind of want to use this. What is this called? Summer Crush. But I think it might be a little too dark. But then maybe that's what we'll use, the Summer Crush. It's fine.
Jerry Peters says, Royce, has David made anything with your papers and art stuff?
David has not come on to craft in a while. I think the last thing you did was that tray.
No, there was one. It was a circle. It was a circle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And can I let everybody behind the scenes on that one?
On the circle with the Christmas?
Yeah.
Really quickly, I'm going to mix this with a little bit of the Wise Owl, primarily because this is a clay-based paint, which means it'll reactivate until I seal it, and I don't want that. So I'm going to mix it with some of the clay-based from Wise Owl so that I can get this to like seal so it doesn't keep moving around. Okay, carry on, babe.
That was a day you were having a lot of difficulty.
Yes.
So everybody thinks that when Royce comes on, she's up. Just like everybody else, there are good days and bad days.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bad day. I remember that one.
I can't even remember why.
I think it was just a bad day.
Yeah.
I think it was just, well, you got your internal furnace that's playing havoc with you.
Well, and you know what? Can we talk, y'all, for a minute? For those of you who are on here and you have like your people that you buy, your IOD and your painting stuff from, I want you guys to know that most of these ladies it's like them and their spouses, or them and one or two other people. And
if they're lucky, they have a kid with them.
Yes,
like Lynn does with Megan.
So there are days when it can be a lot, and I mean it's a lot for everybody. Having a brand, there's always more going on behind the scenes than you see up front, right? So like for my pour contest people, I have not forgotten about you guys. I still have it. The journals took off so much more than I thought they would. I think we've sent out, I don't even know, a few hundred journals at this point, which is wild because I thought it was going to be like a soft launch and that over the course of a few months, we would sell some journals, but that's not what happened. But I do have you guys organized. I just need to do my mystery boxes and then we'll get those out this week. So you see what I'm saying? Like they're tonally kind of the same, but I just wanted them to be a little bit different. I didn't want my books to be exactly the same. And I know I got a little paint on that one, but that's fine.
Lee says she has not done a thing, but it keeps telling her that I'm watching.
Oh.
So maybe because we're friends?
Maybe.
Oh,
Ooh, good catch.
I can't put it anywhere.
I know. Louise Stevens, it takes psych, guts, and a backbone to own a business.
No, he's
Oh, yeah. And so this is my base coat, and oh man, I forgot my sponge, babe. It's okay. I will pivot. Actually, the sponge may have been a little bit too big because these are smaller anyways. I'm trying to stay in frame, you guys, because this box is bigger. It's actually just tall, right? It's not really that big. So it has me lifted way closer to my camera than I'm used to. And for some reason, that second one is not moving. I should try to lift that one more time.
No.
And so let's dry these, and then we're going to go in. And see what I'm saying? I think once I paint it, it doesn't really, I almost feel like I should just paint these like a dark color, like there is space in between the books. Now you can see how much of a mess my table is. Okay. Oh, I'm loving it already, and we're not even like gotten into the details yet. I got a little bit on there, but it's okay.
Dorothy Lace just popped on. Who's doing a jean jacket?
Hey, Dorothy. I know I saw her jacket. Dorothy practiced what she was going to do to her jean jacket in her art journal, which I thought was good.
All right. I know I suggested down the middle to make it look like two different books, but it looks like two different books.
Yeah. I mean, because the spines are different, so it's going to look like two different books. It was just a matter of, I may just go down the sides and just paint it like dark. And then when I put it in my bookshelf, it'll just look like a space. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
and
just joined on.
This one has like this really beautiful texture to it too. And so does it look like, I mean, to me, it still looks like two books. It doesn't look like I stacked anything, because you guys remember these were shorter than my my piece. And so I had to add these two pieces to the top in order to make it tall enough. I'm seeing a little bit of white peeking through here.
I was going to say, is that on the points that are sticking up?
No, it's just in the recesses actually.
Oh, okay, because it must be the light then. Because on the darker side where there's 2 points, kind of poking up,
they look like they.
White. Yeah.
It's like when I used to paint furniture. You never want to paint furniture from one side. You always want to turn it around, because you'll have a whole side with like missing spots of paint. So same for your projects. You want to look at it from different angles to make sure that you've really gotten coverage everywhere. Okay. So I want to add, my favorite kind of leather is like the old antique Italian leather. And so that's always what I'm trying to replicate generally. And even though I have two different bases, I do want to kind of emulate that. And so this is Blood Moon from Wise Owl, but I don't even think they carry it anymore. So you just want, I don't know, it seems counterintuitive, but it's like burgundy, a really deep wine color is my favorite color to look. I find when I use brown, I end up with something that looks kind of flat. So using the really deep burgundy really does give you like a richness that it's hard to get when you're using a brown to do what I'm about to do right now. For Annie Sloan, like when I first did this, I learned this from Jonathan years ago. There was just a blog article though. I knew the colors. I had to figure out all the rest on my own. It is primer red, and I can't remember the other color. Somebody in our membership told me what color it is and a couple of other brands. I just don't remember, but just look for like a really deep burgundy is what you're going to want to look for when you're doing this. And so normally I would use a sea sponge, but these books are smaller, and the sea sponge marks would be really large, right? And so I don't think they would give me the look that I want. So I am going to make me a little ball with this microfiber cloth, and I'm going to use it. So I'm going to take this. I'm just see how it has a little nubblies on there? I'm going to wet that.
So a couple of things. Yeah, not on Facebook, not every comment is showing up.
Oh.
Because who posted, I really wanted to create in my journal, to which a question mark came up, and then it's like, oh, well, there obviously somebody started a conversation.
Oh, but we didn't see it.
And then thankfully Jenny quoted herself Because she asked what grade is DeMar going in, but I never saw that.
Oh.
I never saw that comment. So
that's weird.
He's got 4 more days of school, and then he gets to be a 2nd grader.
I know, that was too fast. This is just a piece of my oh, what is this stuff, baby? I always forget the name of it. Not plastic, but what is it? The nonstick stuff.
Megan Fuller says
He is not
that's a
even
great
listening to
tip,
me.
and it seems like a color glaze you should create.
Megan, you know, me and you, girl. So I'm gonna take this, and this is the red, and I'm just gonna dab it on here. And I want to leave, like, I don't want it to be solid. You see how I'm leaving marks there? That's what I want to do. I just want to leave some marks. And I may even go in like this stripe right here and this one, I may go in and just paint those the color. And I'm going to do the same thing to both books too. They ate all the walnuts.
Zombies are bad.
And you guys know what I mean, the old leather, right? How it has like just marks, especially if it's really old and it's been handled, you know. And then you get like the places where maybe oils from people touching it with their hands. It's patina, but it's just on leather.
Chris and Fleece say silicone.
Thank you. Silicone mat, because my husband wasn't listening to me.
No, it's the zombies ate all the walnuts.
Oh, it was before that, babe. But it's okay. You were talking about people not getting their comments.
Find stuff.
I know. You're fine.
No, take it.
So I am going to go in some of like this corner right here. Like, I don't want everything to be even. I want to have some areas that have like a little bit more patina than other areas. So I am going to go in and just kind of, and you guys notice that I'm not using, oh man, look what I did. I'm not using a lot of paint, right? Like, this isn't taking a ton of paint. It's taking very little paint. Look, making a mess over here. And I'm also going to go in a little bit and mix these colors a little bit so we don't have the two stark differences. We have like something in the middle in some of the places. So it's not like it's red or the yellow, right?
Miss Jenny says, good job getting the 2nd grade next year. Well, you're in 1st grade right now.
So I'm just mixing on my towel, like all 3 colors to make like, I don't know, this kind of a pinky color. And I'm going to put that down too a little bit. And I'm just looking for some variation, right? Because I want these to look like they're like worn over time and it's not just something brand new. And I do want to take, do I have a makeup brush out here? Whenever I want to paint like something and blend it really beautifully, I like to use makeup brushes.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin says, late to the party. Is that the new IOD book mold?
It is.
And Flea Brown is watching 3 times.
So this is a makeup sponge. And whenever I want a really soft blend on something, I just think that the makeup sponges just give me something that the other brushes don't. I just want to go in and I really want to like, I don't know. I want to get some of the areas just dark. But you see how I'm able to get it dark, but you can still see the yellow underneath. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And usually when I'm making finishes like this, I'm like making up a story in my mind, right, of how this book was handled and where it might have more wear and tear on it. Maybe I should just use do the background too. Like if somebody's grabbing it out right here a lot, right, we would have a lot of wear and tear here. I don't want to get too lost. I can get lost, so I'm trying to like not spend too much time here because I would like for us to get to at least a place where the book spines are done tonight because I don't think I'm going to have time to decoupage. Dag nabbit.
I need that one.
Okay, I think that's going to be good. And I think I have enough. The books aren't going to look the same because the base color is different. They'll be close, but they won't look the same. And so this yellow is just a little bit too yellow. I kind of want to go in. Hold on one second, you guys. I want to add a little bit more of a kind of a pink, a little bit more richness. It's going to fall flat with just that plain yellow. My poor membership, they bore with me. I painted a couch for the retreat. I don't know if you guys saw it in the pictures. And we painted it together in my membership over the course of a few weeks. The whole couch. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was thinking about, but I got it done. They had to hear me whine about how I didn't like it, though. It wasn't quite, because I rushed, so it wasn't quite what I wanted, but it was done. Sometimes done is better than perfect, right?
Anybody want to buy it? Well, we are having a sale soon.
I know we are. We're having a giant sale next weekend. I'm pulling out stuff from storage. I just have too much stuff. And I can't sell the big stuff on Whatnot. So we're going to have a sale.
All right, Dorothy Lage took an old dress, cut it up to make a summer romper, then sewed pockets in the 4 journals that I have in process. Let's see, Lisa Van Silva seems to be the popular mold for this release.
Yeah, you know, when I saw this mold, I just gasped, seriously. Because honestly, like my personal aesthetic is really like old leather. Like you guys know I'm really tactile, right? So I'm going to describe a visual aesthetic with different senses. But an old library, right? Where you would smell leather binding and the pages of books. And like Wiseau has this tobacco flower salve that smells like cigars before they're lit. And so the idea of like being able to create leather books just makes me so excited. So this is what I look like right now. My next step is I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some clear wax on this. The reason why I'm doing the clear wax first is because if I go in right away with my sorry, I'm trying to do and think at the same time. If I go in right away with the dark wax, because these paints are so porous, they'll just suck in that pigment right away and I'll lose complete control. It'll get really dark really fast. So I like to start with clear wax first, and that's going to kind of give me a barrier so that I have more control over how dark these get. And that's the same whether you're using wax or if you're using glaze. So if you're working on a project and you want to use a glaze over the top, go over it with a clear coat first. You want to seal that paint back before you go in with the glaze, because whether you're using a chalk-based paint or a clay-based paint, they're really porous and they'll pull that pigment in so fast. And before you know it, your piece will be too dark. So you want to put a clear layer down first so you have more control.
From Rust to Rose Vintage says, I'll buy it. I buy everything, David. Well, and Flea, who, by the way, is watching, just so everybody knows, says, what sale do I need to hop on a plane?
Oh my gosh, Flea. We are going, I'm hoping tomorrow, if it's tomorrow evening, if it ever cools down, we're going to go out to the storage units and I'll be live on my page and you guys can kind of see what's going to be there, what's going to be for sale. So I'm going to do some clear wax super quick. Where's that container that I brought from the house?
So just so everybody knows, we're doing a yard sale next weekend.
Yes.
Are we doing a whatnot sale Friday?
No.
So it'll be the whatnot sale will be after.
I'm not going to do a whatnot sale. Babe, I don't have the capacity. Right now,
Maybe.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Listening. Right now, we are packaging journals.
Yes.
And we're sending out orders.
Business comes first. Okay.
And we have a massive influx coming in for the new launch.
Okay.
That we have to get processed.
Got
and
it.
So I just don't think.
I don't, no argument there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But we are having a yard sale.
Yes. So this is some clear wax, you guys. I'm using regular Brie wax, clear wax. You guys can use whatever wax you like. Oh, man. Me and my wax brushes.
Now, I should say yard sale means bigger things.
Yes.
Not whatnot sale things.
No, this is, well, whatnot sell things will be in there, but it's the reason why we're doing the yard sale is because, you guys, I used to paint a lot of furniture, like a lot. And I have these gorgeous pieces of furniture that have been sitting in my storage for years now. And I just need to let them go and let somebody else do the beautiful things with them. Lee, this might be your fault. You probably planted this bug in my brain a few weeks ago.
Yes, because I've been trying to get her to do furniture for a year and a half now. And somebody's been very resistant.
I'm going to do a small piece. I have a small piece that I'm going to do, and I have that piece that's over there that's prepped. This brush is like shedding all over the place.
Birthday cake?
Dorothy Lay says her husband, Sam's grandpa, was a bookbinder for UC Berkeley Press.
Oh, wow. I watch videos of people doing that stuff. It is really fascinating.
And Kathy Lakowski says, new launch?
Yes, we do have new designs. They will likely be coming out publicly like mid-June is what I'm shooting for. I want to get you guys some holiday designs so that you have time to make all your holiday goodies well in advance. So we are working on that. I'm super excited. We are going to have some work from an artist. I haven't been able to do that for a while. It will be more expensive than the regular papers. That's kind of the caveat, right? Because I do profit share. Yes, I do profit share with my artist. But I just kept saying, oh, I can't afford to do it, right? But I'm like, well, if I just charge more for the paper, then we can afford to do it. And her work is far from anything I would ever do, which is one of the reasons why I love working with the artist, because we get to bring like things to the brand that are completely different. So yes, that's coming up. So keep your ears on the road for that.
Jerry Peters says, what's the temperature in your area? Well,
oh, why you got to bring up stuff, Jerry?
For the yard sale, it will be in the 90s.
Well, around here, nobody's out past noon. Nobody's out past noon doing a yard sale. We're a little late in the season. We really should have been doing it in April, but with the retreat, it just wasn't going to happen. So I am just pulling off any extra wax. Can you guys can you see it? It's starting to come together. Although I'm going to have to stamp. I'm not going to be able to. Oh man, I should have stamped. Why did you guys tell me to stamp before I waxed? It's going to be fine. We're going to finish it next week. We'll let our wax cure for the week, and then I should be okay to go over it after the wax cures for a little bit. Okay. You guys beginning to see my vision a little bit? That's the clear wax. And now I'm going to go over with dark wax. I do want to talk to you guys about the dark wax because this is my own personal opinion, experience. I've tried a lot of dark waxes. Eddie Sloan's is still my favorite. It is such a rich dark color. It's not like flat or cool. It's a really warm color, and I love it. And so it is my personal preference. And so that's what I'm just using right now. I'm using Annie Sloan's dark wax, and I'm going to go right over this. And this wax is really what's going to pull everything together.
Dawn Williams said, my daughter loved the art journal I gifted her. She's going to use it to practice ideas for an upcoming art show she's participating in.
Ooh, I love it.
It's called 12 by 12, and all art is within that size, but can be three-dimensional. She was thrilled with the variety of pages as they are inspiring as well.
You guys have no idea how much it blesses my heart when I hear the feedback about the journal, because I started that. Do you guys want to hear the story about the journal? Do you guys care? I'm going to tell you because I don't know. So when I was doing my whatnot sales, I would pull together these ephemera packets, and everybody loved them so much. The thing about the ephemera packets is once you sell the awesome thing, though, it's like gone, right? Like I could have sold copies, but it wouldn't have been within the spirit of like the event. And I was like, how awesome would it be to be able to have awesome ephemera to work with whenever you want it? And then if it was bound in a book as an art journal, that would just be so fabulous, right? And so probably about August of last year, I started curating those pieces for you guys. And it was a joy to create that. And I just feel like that's what you guys are feeling, is a joy that I felt when I was preparing that for you. And I really do want you guys to see it as a place to experiment, right? Because like nobody has to see it unless you want them to, but it's your journal. You see how that dark wax, like I don't know. It just makes all the difference in the world once you put that dark wax on there. And I did learn at IOD's conference a couple of years ago that you can actually paint over Annie Sloan's wax. You just want to let it like cure a little bit. You don't want to go right over it. Although she had us go right over it and it was fine. But I'm saying let it cure for a few days and then you can go over it and it won't resist your products that you go over it with. Look at that. Isn't that so yummy? Love it. Sorry. I shouldn't be so excited about my own stuff, but there's just something about the transformation that happens when you add the dark wax. And I think it's because the Annie Sloan wax is such a warm wax is why it works so beautifully. And if you're like, let's say you decide to do this project, right? And you're like, oh, it got too dark too fast. You could take some clear wax. Like if I were to go over this area right here with some clear wax, I probably need to get some more because there's not that much left on this brush. And the clear wax, you can lift. You guys see how it, maybe not, you didn't see it because I wasn't in the camera. You can lift off some of the dark wax by applying some clear wax first. So if you're working on something and it does get too dark too quickly, just go over it with some clear wax and you can lift some of that dark wax off. You guys see how yummy those, see where I went in really dark with the red? How yummy that looks. I love it so much. I'm thinking I could have like made a band of color some of these places, which I may do next week. Like if I would have painted this red right here across and maybe this band red and this one, you know what I mean? Just so we can have some variation, but we can do that. I guess we're going to finish this next week because we're not going to finish it tonight. But we will finish it next week. We will do the sides. I should put a poll up on my page to vote for which paper. But you guys see why I was thinking the tapestry. And I mean, if these are two different books, to David's point, we could do one side with one paper and the other side with a different paper. And you know how sometimes the books have like a little space where the spine, like where they leave it so that it can open and close. We're just going to pretend like that's what those spaces are on the side. That's our story and we're sticking to it. Ooh, Papa, why are you grinding your teeth? Don't do that. I know. I should have listened to my grandmother. She used to tell me teeth are jewels, not tools. I was opening bottle caps. And do you guys know that the exact place where I was opening the bottle caps is where I have teeth are gone now?
Flea asked, what would happen if you put black wax over the dark wax on one of those?
The black wax would give it a cooler look, right? It wouldn't be as warm, which is not a preference for me personally. But you could use a black wax. It just won't look the same. Flea, you remember when I was working on the couch and I did the black wax on accident and I was so upset? It's just the black wax falls flat to me. But you could, like, what if you did like a red book spine? Ooh, and then you use black wax over the top of that red. That would be fabulous.
Chris Schmidt suggests a little copper or gold line work on the details.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think next week we're gonna give this wax a week to like set up, and then we can go in because I even have the transfers from IOD, the gilded transfers, so we can put titles on our books. We can go in, into these. There's a lot of opportunities for us to go in and add more details. But like, look at that. What do you guys think? This is one of my all-time favorite paint finishes because I cannot afford leather books. I mean, I can if I find them at the thrift store, but if you find them at the antique store, they're a little out of my price range. This keeps lightening up a little bit too dark, a little bit too much for me. So that's why you guys see me keep going back in with my dark wax. I'll be softer when I go over it. It's still just pulling right up. I think because there's not any texture here, but it's okay. Put something there next week. I don't know if we can do a transfer though. We're gonna have to do stamps because I don't think I can transfer over this wax. I should have put my transfer on before I waxed it. Why you guys let me do that? That's what happens when you don't plan first. But I think that's all we have time for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration. Like, these book spines are so fun. And I know so many of us, I know you guys love books because I've sold so many on my Whatnot sales. And so you can imitate all kinds of books, depending on which ones you like, using the products that you guys probably already have, right? And I'm fired because I did not make my QR code, but I'm going to put the link in the description so that you guys can snag your book spines. And this one's called Bookish. So I'll put the link for Bookish in there so you guys can find that. Oh, I am so happy with those. I cannot wait for us to add some gold and some red. I almost want to do that right now. I'm curious to see if it'll stick right now. Let's see. Because it's driving me crazy that it's just all the same. Same. And I want some kind of variation in there. And so the two books are very similar, but they're not exactly the same because we started out with different bases. And if I would have painted them before I put them on, I could have made them completely different, right? Do I want to paint that red? We'll do this one. Any questions, comments, or anything, babe?
No. Chris Schmidt says it looks beautimous.
Beautimous. Thank you, Chris. And I know that my grungy style isn't for everyone, but you guys could take these steps and absolutely create something that's closer to what you would want in your home. I'm going to do this part red. I'm sorry, it's bothering me that everything is the same. So I should have painted, not probably, I should have painted this before I waxed it, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, see, that's already better. Oh, yeah, right? Doesn't this look like an old book from a law library? One more. I got to do it. Oh, do I want to do it, though? I feel like if I paint this one, I'll have to paint that one, and it's fine. I'm going to do it. See, this is a compulsion right here, y'all. If I start something, I have a hard time walking away if it's not finished. Which is not always good. Sometimes I should walk away. And we can go, I'm thinking if I paint this, I should be able to go on top of it with something next week. We'll experiment. We'll see what works and what doesn't work. Because if we finish with a layer of paint, technically. And should I do gold leaf or gold paint, you guys? What do you think? Okay. Oh, that's 100% better, right? I am way too excited about this project. I'm going to try not to touch this week and come back with us next week. But that's all I have for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Just for a recap of what we used the Bookish Mould from IOD, and I used Aluminite casting resin. This is the white one that sets up in 10 minutes. Casting is important. So this wasn't like the resin you would use like on your countertops or something, like a coating resin. It's a casting resin. So it's meant to be poured into deep cast, and it sets up really quickly, which is what we love. I used Wise Owl's goldenrod paint, and I also used DIY's Summer Crush to make the base coat for each of these. And I use Blood Moon from Wise Owl for my red, but I know that they don't carry that anymore. So any kind of deep burgundy color that you guys have, or that the brand that you buy may have, will work for that. So this is where we're leaving off. We're all prepped to decoupage, but you guys see why I want to decoupage, right? That's going to add a lot of warmth. I do feel like we have to use this one because it just feels like it goes with that, right? Ooh, and you know what? I think I ordered some of the fine line, like gold stuff from Pentart that I can scribble over the top of some of these ornamental pieces. That would be fabulous, right? And then maybe on the other side, I don't know. I don't feel like these other ones are red enough for, although I could go over them and glaze them. I'm feeling like the map might be a better option for the second half. And then I'll show you guys. We'll do that. I'll decoupage with this, and then we'll glaze with something that's rich and warm so that it matches these. But so
Lisa Van Sill asks, is Mad Scientist Monday still going?
Yes, Mad Scientist Monday. You guys join me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I will be here. We'll be working in the Roycycled Journal. I do have my can of sticks. If you guys haven't joined us for Mad Scientist Monday, it is super fun. It is a place of play, right? There's no expectation of perfection. We are there to play and to explore and to discover. That's the whole purpose. And so there is a mixed media mashup game, and you guys can get this if you want. I'll put a link in the video if you want to get this. So this is the game, how it prints out. And then you take each, like this is paint. This says paint 4 times. And then there's 4 prompts under paint. And so you'll put like the product or the process is what's on top. And then the prompt or the challenge is what's on the bottom. So for me on Monday, I have to pull 4 random sticks, and then I have to do them. And so I'm making the challenge even harder. I feel like I keep pulling the same ones inadvertently. I'm not sure how I'm doing that. So the ones I pulled last week, I'm actually going to pull them out of the can. So I don't even have the option of pulling these. So now I have to pull something different from my can. And honestly, I'm thinking about adding another page. But we won't do that for a while. But this is going to be really fun. If you guys have your Roycycled journals, you guys should have received an email last week with 5 ways to prep your journal pages. And then I will be going over each of those 5 ways every Monday. last week we talked about clear clear gesso is what we talked about last week. So we talked about it and I demonstrated it. I also sent an email out to you guys with the little link up to the video of me demonstrating the clear gesso, and that's also in your handout. Like, I really want to equip you guys to be as successful as possible. Tomorrow we'll be talking about our heavy body gel, the glossy heavy body gel specifically. And we'll be talking about prepping your page with the heavy body gel, like when you would choose this versus something else. And I'll also be talking about some opportunities for transparency that it creates that you don't get with other products. So be sure and join me tomorrow. Our lessons about prepping are super short. They're like 5 to 7 minutes. And then the rest of the time we're playing the mashup, the media mashup game. And I legitimately have no idea what I'm going to be doing. So it might be fun for you guys to come and watch me spin and try to figure out what I'm doing, but it pushes me creatively and makes me do things outside of what I would normally do, which hopefully helps me grow creatively. And if you play with me, you can have the same benefit. And so that's all. You know what, though? Oh, I meant to do something
Monday
today.
at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
I saw somebody say they have a dentist, Leslie Johnson, dentist appointment at 10. Well, if you're on the East Coast,
yeah,
you might be able to.
She's in Washington, though. But the replay will be available, Leslie. Is it Oregon or Washington, Leslie? I know you're on the Pacific. Yeah. Okay. I did have a video. Will you guys watch this for me really quickly? I'm supposed to play it early. The Roycycled Journal was created for you, not to sit on a shelf, but to be used. It's 8.5 by 11 inches with 100 pages of beautiful 80-pound paper that can handle all of your mixed media, your layers, and your experiments. You don't need hours. Carve out a few minutes. One page, one moment for yourself. Each of the signatures are sewn in and glued, so you don't have to be precious with this journal. Because this isn't about perfection, it's about showing up and letting your creativity breathe. Type journal in the comments and I'll send you information on how you can snag your journal today. This is what we did last Monday during Mad Scientist Monday. Every page is completely different. The pages are really thick so that you can do, like, you know, we did a raised stencil on this page last week. I mean, and it does, the page buckles a little bit, but it's not like falling apart or falling out. So the mixed media, the thicker pages does allow you to layer and add different pieces. I do want to point out one of the Michelle from My Shell Bell, she was like, I think I'm going to like pull my pages out and do something different. So I wanted to point out that if you guys want to do that, it's super easy because the signatures are sewn together and then they're glued in. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. There are 6 signatures in this book. So like if you're someone who's interested in like, what's the word I'm looking for? And so, and then my assistant's girlfriend, she's like gonna take hers apart and put pockets and stuff in it. Like this is, once you guys get it, it's your journal, right? But my goal was to really create a place where you could find inspiration and where you could have permission to create without any expectation of perfection and just have the freedom to experiment. And the size, like I said, this is the size of a standard magazine. It's 8.5 by 11. So if you are working on a home decor project, right, this is still scaled for you to be able to test out whether it's colors, papers, transfers, and figure out if you like it. And you can see the branding on the back is Roycycled. It's kind of shiny. I wanted to brand it because it is a Roycycled product, but I also wanted you guys to take ownership of this once you got it in your hands. So there isn't a whole lot of branding anywhere. That's literally the only place where there's branding is right here, because once you get this, it's yours, right? And I want you guys to like do all the things inside of your journals. So I do have journals at roycycled.com, but if you have a Roycycled retailer, we did start shipping journals out late last week. So maybe your local Roycycled retailer will have journals for you soon. And I think that's it, babe. All right. Thank you guys.
Anybody who put journal, just type the word journal in on Facebook, gets a message.
Yes, if you put journal on Facebook, you will get a message.
You don't have to hashtag it, just say journal.
Just say journal. If you don't get a message, let me know, because Facebook is being interesting. I noticed that because it'll say they'll get a message saying I messaged you. And when I go back to the old videos, I noticed that there were some people that didn't get the message from me, which means when you guys were doing that a lot, I think Facebook throttled it back. So if you don't get a message from me, just let me know and I'll send you the link. And other than that, you guys join me tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be working in the journal and I'll be pulling random sticks and I will torture myself and figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. But you guys remember to make time in your creative practice to play and to experiment, because where experimentation goes, creativity follows. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. You guys have a blessed week and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night.